What's up, Razor Nation? Savage here. Today I want to talk about something that Carter Starocci had mentioned last year at the NCAA tournament. Essentially, it was in a post-match interview. Carter was asked about a particular high-level opponent and he said something to the effect of, "It doesn't matter who I'm wrestling, I'm just wrestling a shadow." Now again, this doesn't seem like a big deal, but as I mentioned in my previous videos, this is a powerful strategy to try to adopt and implement into your mind training regimen. Let me break this down a little bit for you and explain what it means. Before I get into the breakdown, I want to take a second and mention that if you find any of this information interesting and would like to learn how to use these hacks to take your wrestling game to the next level, I highly encourage you to check out my mind training program by clicking on the link in the description. Now back to the breakdown. What Carter is saying is that, in today's modern world of technology, oftentimes wrestlers want to look up and research their opponents. They want to see what their record is, how many wins and losses they have, and they want to see whether or not they've wrestled common opponents. The problem with doing this type of research is that sometimes it can backfire. Because I know many of you watching this video either know somebody who has done this or maybe you have done it yourself. But when you look somebody up and find out that they're good or they perform at a high level, it can get in your head and cause a host of negative emotions. It can make you hold back in your wrestling out of trepidation or cause a little bit of fear of your opponent. Sometimes maybe we've seen an opponent previously win a title or perform at a high level, and it can have a negative effect on our mindset. You see, our minds like to play tricks on us. We oftentimes give our opponents too much credit. We think they're better than they are, almost unbeatable. When we give an opponent too much respect, there's a tendency to self-sabotage our performance. Also, we sometimes underestimate our own skills. Some of you have probably had a time when you gave an opponent too much respect, but didn't realize it until after the match. That's what Carter is referring to here. He's saying it doesn't matter who I'm wrestling. They're just a shadow, it doesn't matter who they are, you can put whoever's name on that shadow that you want. At the end of the day, I'm going to wrestle everybody the same. I'm going to go out, I'm going to execute my game plan. I'm going to use my setups, my attacks, my counters, my moves, and I'm going to impose my will on my opponent, no matter who they are. And this is what high-level athletes do. They don't get caught up in the hype of their opponent's reputation, or get worried about who it is that they're stepping on the mat against. Like Carter says, it's just a shadow, it could be anybody. I don't give anybody too much respect. I wrestle everybody the same, whether it's a two-time NCAA champion or first-year wrestler with a losing record. The key takeaway from this mind hack is this. Don't get caught up in, or give too much attention to the hype or reputation of your opponent. Rather, like Carter Starocci, wrestle everybody with the same intensity. Wrestle every opponent with the same effort, all out. Focus on your techniques and moves. Your aim should be to wrestle at an optimal level in every match. And so again, as I've mentioned in my other videos, this is a high-level mind training technique, and Penn State does a lot of this. I listen to a lot of their interviews and extract valuable information and I break it down. I explain these types of mind hacks in my training program. I've laid out a tremendous number of techniques and strategies, similar to this one, that you can use and implement into your own mind training regimen so that you will have increased confidence, reduced anxiety, better performance, higher motivation, and at the end of the day you're going to have more fun wrestling. Imagine how good it would feel to be able to step out on the mat, and feel nothing but a positive excitement and confidence in knowing that you're going to go out and perform at a high level. As I've said before, all the best wrestlers in the world are doing these types of mind training techniques. They're doing it at the Olympic Training Center, they're doing it at Penn State, they're doing it at Iowa. And virtually in every other high-level training environment in the country and in the world. They realize the importance of training their minds. And if you want to become your best on the mat, then you need to realize this too. In order to become your best, I highly recommend you to check out my mind training program by clicking on the link in the description. Until next time, I wish you nothing but the best of luck, stay sharp.